Alright, this is a 2000 Honda Odyssey. It seems to have a overheating problem and it leaks water from the front. So we're going to replace the radiator. So we'll start with just taking this panel off, and then we'll have to take everything else off. Probably have to at least move the grill back. I believe you have to take the headlights off and the bumper to get it everything, so we'll look at that. So we'll use this little tool here and we'll pry up these little plastic things. Okay. So here is the radiator. Here's our hood release. Looks like it's at least bolted here, here. Here's the hose clamp. So here's the condenser. Here's the radiator. This is what we're looking for. So now we'll take the grill off right here, and it's 1, 2, 3 little plastic grommets that we'll just scoop under there and take off with this tool. Okay, that's the last one. Here it is. Totally amazing. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do to get a little access here is I'm going to take this plastic thing off over here, and of course it's got the same fasteners, so I'm going to pry all these off and then I'll take that off. Okay, so when taking this off, we also have to use a number 10 over here, and we'll take this off here on this side too. Okay, the other thing that needs to be taken off to get that plastic on the bottom is right here. So once again, we'll just use this tool to prop it up, and that will be the last plastic holding this whole thing up over here. With the last one off, now we can just take this whole big piece of plastic right off and get it out of the way. And here it is. See? The next thing I want to do is here at the bottom of the radiator, I'm going to unscrew this, and this will let the fluid out of the radiator because there's still some left in there. So let me just do that now. Somebody put it on so it wouldn't come off. Alright, so the next thing, since the water's draining, let me just take this off because it's got to come off anyway. So, let's see, what is this? This is number 10. Yeah, it looks like the last one is right here. we'll get that out of the way. Now, let's take off the hose here up on top. Okay, remember this is plastic. Be careful. Get that out of the way. Okay, this is the hose for the overflow tank. Just get that out of the way. Okay, so now let's take off these brackets. This is number 10. All these, everything's 10 here. Take the radiator brackets off. This moves the condenser back. Okay, that's one bracket, and here's the other one. That. Okay. Let's take these 4 bolts off. Take the fan away. Okay, so let's just use the number 10 here. And I'll take this away. Okay, that's one fan, so let's loosen the other one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this big radiator hose off first. I'm going to take all these brackets off, and then at the very end I'm going to come and then I'll take the 2 hoses off for the automatic transmission fluid, and then I'm going to see if we can sneak this up without having to take the fans off. Amazing. Sometimes the simplest stuff takes the longest. Now be careful when you do this, because there might be some water coming out. There you go. So we're going to use number 10 and take this bracket off. Okay, there's two of them. Okay, so that loosens all this stuff up. Now I want to do two more things. I want to take this hose off, and I want to take this hose off over here, and those are the ones for the automatic transmissions. Okay, these are those squeeze clamps again. Okay, I gotta get a different pair of pliers. So this is going to leak a little bit of automatic transmission. Okay, you see the transmission hose stopped leaking because it was just this little bit amount that's in here. So now let's go try this other one. I really like the screw clamps more than I like these. Okay, see, once you get a good grip on it, but I gotta get a good grip on it. And if they're put in the wrong place, it's just really hard to get to. See, there's not that much. Alright, we're going to take the bumper off, and all we're going to do, so it's just a Phillips screwdriver, takes it off, go around through the other side. Okay, that's this side. And believe it or not, that's what holds us on. Pretty scary when you think about it. Okay, next thing I'm going to take the lights off. So we'll take this bracket, bolt over here. Bottom bracket. There's the top one, and here comes the lights. Unplug that thing. Take that off. Okay, looks like we're going to do the same for the other side. headlights and totally out of the way. And there's another connection right here. Here's one fan. We have to do the same with this. Okay, here's the other one. Okay, that comes off. And there's the fan. Here's our second fan. Alright, now let's look down in here. And yeah, voila. Easy, no problem. Once you take it all apart. Okay, so here is our radiator. The only thing is I had trouble getting this off. That was because this was in the wrong position for me, down on the bottom. But see how easy it is now? There's nothing to it. So that's the bottom hose. Here's our little guides. And that is it. That's how you take it out. Okay, here's the new radiator. Let's just see. Okay, so connectors. Here's the drain. Let me just open this. Okay, crack it loose. All I want to do is crack it loose, just in case we ever have to open it up. Alright, and everything else is exactly the same. Alright, so what I want to do is, how this works is the radiator has these two little things on the bottom. And they just go in here, and here. And what happens is they sit down here in these little holes. Alright, that sort of cushions the radiator. Alright, so, but we'll put both of those in there. And set right in. So when we set this radiator in, we have to pull it all the way back in order to get it out, because the fans are in the way. So what I am going to try to do here is I'm going to see if I can put the fans on right now and set it in as one unit. See, and if this works, then I won't have to struggle to put these bolts in down on the bottom. It's just easier to do it here. And now we'll do the other side. Okay, so what we're seeing here is, Okay, this is the other fan. Looks like it's totally different. Well, it is totally different. So it just slips in here. These two will be for, if you look over here, here's the pipe for the automatic transmission fluid to go into the bottom of the radiator, and it just runs in here and cools it. Now, I had a hard time taking this hose off, and it was easier for me to take the secondary, this part, off than it was to take it off of here. So I think what I'm going to do is put this one on here. That way it makes it a little easier for me to work these clamps. Okay, then I only have to struggle with this one. So what we'll do is move this in an easier location here. Straight on. Okay. So let me take this cap off. I don't need those anymore. I'm going to drop this in. Now remember, these 2 points here and here, they go right down here in this little rubber and this rubber. Remember, we just installed those. This pipe right here is the one that connects over to this side. Alright, so since we had to pull the bumper off and everything else because there's not enough room, I decided to give this a try and see if I can just install this whole thing as one unit. And it looks like you can do that. Okay, so I'll look down this one. See, so it should be right there and right there. So what I'm going to do is crawl underneath and verify that those two pegs or studs or whatever you want to call them are inside those rubber grommets on the bottom of the frame. Okay, so just by putting your finger over there, you can see that they fell right in. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go tighten this top up, and then we'll come back down and connect these hoses, the water and the transmission, the 2 transmission lines, and also bolt the transmission line bracket to the bottom of the radiator that holds it for support. Okay, so our little experiment worked where we bolted on the fans right to the radiator before we even put them in, and then there's room to slip them in. When we took it out, we took them out individually, and we unbolted each fan by itself and put each fan out. But now let's slowly put this all back together. Here, let me make a little room. I'll put this thing back in here now that the radiator is in. That way we have more access on the back side over there. And these go in with three number 10s. Okay, so we'll just quickly tighten these. Okay, so now we got a little more room down here. Alright, next thing is, let's see what else connects. Alright, here we go. Electrical connector on the fan. Then we have another one. There's the other one on the other side. So it just connects up. So you just line it up and push it in. And then we have one more little grommet that goes here, just on the bracket. We'll push that on. Alright. So that takes care of, you see, all the electrical for the fans. They're all hooked up. Everybody's out of the way. So now what we'll do is, let's put this heater hose on. Sneak it on all the way. Alright, and then we will work on getting that clamp. Okay, there's our clamp. What we're going to do here is, I got this automatic transmission pipe coming across the whole thing. It's got two brackets that need to be bolted to the bottom of the radiator. So we will do that first. Okay. It's just a little hard to see because there's not much room down here. Okay, there's one. Then we'll find the other bracket, which will be right over here. Okay, we finally got this one on. Right, so now we got that bolt tightened up, we got that one, and that is for this line here, this transmission line. The next thing is I have to hook this hose up. And that's why when I did it before, I put this one on the radiator because it's just easier for me to work with this clamp because it just slides over here. Now the next thing we have to do is put the on this hose and put the clamp, and then the last thing is put the radiator hose right where it goes on the radiator. So those are the three connections. Okay, so I am going to just slip it right on the hose. There we go. And now the only thing I have to do is get the clamp. Okay, so we got this clamp on. Now the next thing is, which is the last one, which is just the radiator hose. So we'll put that all the way in there, stuff it as far as we can, and then once again, just take the clamp, squeeze it, and put it right over top here. Okay, see, so here's the clamp. Here's the brackets for the radiator. Just slips in there. Okay, and for this side, the same thing. And we'll just spin these up. And here's the bracket for the other side of the radiator. We'll just bolt these up. Get everything started. And then we'll do the other side. We'll start in all the bolts. We'll start everybody. And then we'll tighten it all down together. here's the light assembly. It just sort of fits in here. It's got these two little tabs that go into those, and then it sits up here, and there's a bracket underneath. So let me plug in the electrical, get that done, and then give that a twist, and I'll sort of just wiggle that in, set the screw, the upper screw here for the light. It sort of holds that in, and then there's a bracket, two screws here, one screw there. Once again, these are all 10s. Alright, here's the other one. You know, once again, remember, you gotta put the light in. You just push this and twist. Plug it in. There's your headlight. And then these two guys go right in there. Like that. And then we'll just put a bolt here. And here's the metal bracket that goes under. And once again, two bolts over here and one bolt over there. Okay, so just put the last two bolts in here, and basically these brackets are made to hold the bumper in place. Well, the bumper covering, that's all. Because the bumper is this thing, but it's disguised by a piece of plastic. Alright, now we're going to put the bumper on, well, plastic cover, over top of the styrofoam. That is your real bumper, believe it or not. What happens is these little clips here, these things go right in here. There's one right there, there's one right there, so it slides right in there on both sides. And then on the very end, there's a screw here on each side. And it's just a little, you can either use a Phillips, or I just happen to have a 9/6, let's see, what is this? 5/16, but that's not the metric number. Okay, so I'm just going to lift this on. And just wiggle it right in there. Alright, the bumper's on, and we've fastened it here. There's a screw here, and there's one on the other side. Now we're going to put the grill on, and they use these plastic grommets. Let's see, it's a two-part operation. Put these in, and then You just drop these in, and it widens this out and stays in place. So there's one of them in there. And that's how it goes. It just sticks in there. Okay, first you put the grommet, and then you put the locking in there. There's two, and there's the third one. Okay, so that's the lower part of the grill. You can see all three of them in here. Alright, now let's put the top part on. Same type of deal. Just use these plastic grommets. This stuff goes in there. Let's find where the other part. And here's the locking. Just drop them right in. There they go. And that's it. We just go and do all the rest of them. Okay, so, well, the next thing is we got to put this pan under here, and of course it hooks up with these different holes here, like up here, all over, and then you just put these clips in and put the stopper in there, and that holds it in place. So let's see. Get it in the back in a correct location. Okay, so we got all this under installed. You can see it all over here with all those pins, those plastic pins. So that's all secured up. Now the only thing is we have to put some antifreeze, and this is yeah, oh, here it is. Yeah, this is the concentrated stuff. Got it all over. So we'll put this in first, and I guess the goal is to get about 50-50. So this will take a while, and then once we fill this all up, what we will do is start the engine and let it run. Okay, we let the car run, and then what happened is that once the thermostat, way over there, opened up and the temperature gauge is normal, you'll see here that the press-stone is hot. So you can see the press-stone moving in the radiator, so that means it is circulating. So we'll just put the cap on, and we're done. There it is.